collections, classics, customs, restorations. This is Crossroads Beach Shop. Well, this is Skip, and welcome back to the Crossroads Diecast Beach Shop. On our turntable today, we have our next project. This is a car that I'll be using for the Diecast International Builders December Build a Winter Response Vehicle. And I couldn't think of anything that would be better than this Hot Wheel Rescue Ranger. This was kind of play worn and beat up. Came in a pack of cars that I purchased some time ago. But I thought this would be a good candidate for that. I've already drilled and tapped it. We'll take a look at this right now. I've already drilled and tapped it. The base, we'll be taking these wheels off and doing something, get something different. Again, the inside. It's kind of yellow, so it's kind of, but we'll detail it up and make it look a little bit more realistic. The interior is all one piece. It's yellow as well, but I don't know what we can do with that. We'll have to think about that a little bit, see what we'll do. And of course, the base is worn, tires are bad, so we're gonna have to change that out. We'll do that. And of course, the casting itself, neat little truck. Reminds me of the old Squad 51, if you ever remember the old emergency show years and years ago. I guess I'm showing my age. But that was a kind of a neat show. Kind of makes me think of that one. Anyways, that's the truck we're going to use for the Diecast International Builders Winter Response Vehicle. So let's get this truck into the stripper and get our project started. All right. Well, we're back with our Diecast International Builders snow or winter rescue rig, and this is the one I've been using. What I did is I had these wheels. They came off I think it was a Big Air Bel Air, these wheels, but they're kind of really neat, and I liked them because they had more of a truck type of a rugged thing, where the ones I had before that were on here were these like that, and they weren't much of a looking like a truck that would be a rescue rig or whatever. So I still haven't decided everything with my paint scheme and everything, but I do like these wheels. One of the things I did, though, I had to, on both the front and the back, I had to cut back a little bit. Just took the grinding wheel and ground that back. Took a file and grounded back some of the base, the chassis part. Same on the front. I had to peel a little bit off those front bumpers because it was rubbing, but it came out pretty good. Otherwise, I think it's going to be a pretty good roller when I get it all done. Get those axles glued down, but. So that's where I'm at right now. I still haven't figured out the paint scheme that I'm going to use, but I'm looking forward to finishing this up. But let's move on. Okay, we're back, and we've been working on our truck for mountain rescue truck for the Dibs December build. I've taken, this was yellow, and I've spray painted it with satin black. I also wanted to put a little bit more aggressive front grille guard on there. So I got this one that's 3D printed. This is given from Creepy Heroes Studio. And I got this all painted. We'll glue that onto the front of the truck as well. So those are some things, just a little update on the truck. Let's move on. All right, well, we're back, and we're still working on our first responder winter vehicle. Again, I was going to originally paint the cab red. I left the back white. I've taped I taped it off. I use a lot of different tapes. These Tamiya tapes, they come in a lot of different sizes, from very thin to like a medium to this, and there's even a thicker one that I have too. And I taped it all off and taped off the parts of the truck. I was going to originally do it red, but you know, a lot of people are going to do red rescue vehicles and things like that when you think of it. But I was thinking, you know, I'm going to do yellow because we see a lot of yellow fire engines and rescue vehicles out there now. So I decided to do yellow. And so I added some of this opaque yellow from Kratex. Took a pipette and added like 3 pipettes of the reducer. Added some of this UVLS high gloss clear to it, and just mixed it up in one of these little medicine cups. and just to get it so it's just got a little bit thicker consistency than milk. And again, if it's a little too thick and doesn't go through your airbrush real well, you can always add a little bit more reducer. It'll reduce it down a little bit more. So let's get this thing in the paint booth and see how it comes out. Okay, well, we're working on some decals here. I made them up with my inkjet printer, and what we're going to do is I'm doing some. Usually, when I make them with my inkjet printer, I don't use the micro set and the Instasaw. One, because of the fact is that tends to make the decals soften up too much, and so I'm putting these little warning chevrons or whatever you want to call it on the back. And so I usually make them on my inkjet printer. You can see how to do that by going to the how-to section on my YouTube video page, and you can see how to do it. But I don't use microsaw or microset on this because of the type of decals. On a regular decals that you buy, you can probably do that, but with these type of decals, it's probably not a good thing because of the type of paint and stuff, not paint, but ink and stuff that you're using. It has a tendency to make them come apart. So I just use regular water, and I just dip it in the water for probably a count of 10 or so, and then from there I will take and just use my finger. I will just dab a little bit of water on there, and so slide those decals on. So here you go. You can see how what we've put and done so far. I've got the Mountain Rescue on the side, little mountain emblem on the door. Put the rescues on the hood, so it just kind of does that up a little bit nicer. So let's move on. All right, well, we're back and we're getting ready to put some clear coat on our build. Here again, we get everything. I let the decals sit on there for about 24 hours. Get those all on and done, and now I'm going to put some clear coat on it. I use this 2K clear from Diecast Graveyard along with a hardener. It's a 4-to-1 mix, and just put it in one of these little medicine cups and mix it up. Again, as I always remind you, use a pipette for each one, a different one. Don't use the same pipette because you'll end up messing up your paint or your clear coat or whatever, because you'll be sticking it into one thing and then moving into another, and that'll be a problem. Ask me how I know. That's experience. Anyways, let's get this truck into the paint booth and get it clear coated.
Later.
And here is my build for the Winter Rescue, built for Diecast International. It's a little Hot Wheels rescue rig truck, and I painted it white and yellow. I made my own decals, the little chevrons in the back, and the ones on the side say Mountain Rescue and Rescue on the hood. Those were all mine. The front grill guard is something I got from Creepy Heroes. You can see that I've detailed up the air tanks on the back, as well as the lights on the top. Again, this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed building this one. It's a good challenge. Nice different things that the groups are putting out there for challenges. Kind of stretches you and causes you just to do a little bit more when it is. And I really appreciate Ron at Somo Diecast, Cole at Kudos Custom Diecast, Matchbox Mark, Caleb at Opaz Diecast, and Dan at Dan's Chop Shop for hosting this build. I hope you'll check out everybody else's build and look at the recap video they'll put out later this month. I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody built. As always, God bless, and thanks for stopping by the shop.